work of, trying to get in more teams to participate in this moot court competition, taking care of all the nitty-gritties that are associated to ensure the success of a moot court competition, entirely goes to the Moot Court Society of the School of Law and its representatives. I take the privilege to congratulate the Moot Court Society and all the students who are part of the Moot Court Society for organizing this program in such a wonderful manner. I also take this opportunity to thank not only the judges of the final round, but also the judges of the semi-final rounds and the preliminary rounds, who within the very short notice, they had all agreed to come in spite of their busy schedules to be with us and also help us to ensure that this entire competition is conducted in the highest possible manner. Not to forget my strong team of faculty members at the School of Law, without whom this school in the time limit of 5 years would not have grown in such a impeccable manner, in such a huge way. And also to my dear students, without whom no program that the School of Law can be considered to be a success. So I thank each one of you. And lastly, but not the least, I need to thank two people. One, Professor Emeritus, Professor Dr. Manik Chakraborty, who always motivates us, guides us, and advises us to the brim and helps to ensure that each program is conducted in the best possible manner. And I would actually bring the name of Professor Dr. Nirmal Kanti Chakraborty, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of WB NUJS, who actually I consider as my muskil asan. Whenever I am in any form of hitch or whenever I need any kind of help, that is the person whom I look upon, and he has always been beside me. So I take this opportunity to thank each one of you that are present here, and also to Professor Chakraborty, both N.K. Chakraborty sir and Manik sir. And lastly, I would also like to say that the authorities at the Sister Nivedita University, beginning from our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Dhrubajyoti Chattopadhyay, our Registrar, Professor Shumon Chatterjee, the CFO of the university, Mr. Shubir Rokhit, and all other authorities who have been with us in any program that we organize and provide us with the fullest assistance. Also, the media department at SNU is always there with us, and the IT team also supports us in all our endeavors. Even in this moot court competition, we have got the fullest support from all of them. So thank you very much to the IT team as well as the Department of Mass Communications. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, and I really look forward to seeing all of you in future events. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to call upon this mic, Honorable Justice Partho Sharathi Sen, Judge, High Court at Calcutta, to say a few words.
Don't assume me, please take your seat. Professor Manik Chakraborty, SNU Professor Emeritus, Professor Dr. Debashri Mukherjee, Dean School of Law, distinguished guests and speakers, and both on and off the dais, beloved participants of the instant state moot court competition, ladies and gentlemen. I feel honored and privileged to get invitation for judging this state moot competition. In my estimation, it is a great opportunity to visualize as to how the future members of our legal fraternity are developing themselves under the able guidance and supervision of the teachers of the law schools and universities. The subject matter of today's moot court competition is very much relevant. In my considered view, in the perspective of the present day situation, Inasmuch as with the growth of our country in the diversified field, we feel necessity of promulgation of new legislations and subordinate legislations, we also require amendment of existing acts and rules to cope up with the requirement of dispensation of justice as per the need of the present socio-economical and vis-a-vis political issues involving both interstate and intrastate. Since the laws of Indra are in parimeteria with the laws of our country, it would not be gainsaying that the laws of Indara are to be tested in the touchstone of the provisions of the Constitution of Indara. Admittedly, UAPA of Indara is not declared as yet ultra vires. The applicability of the UAPA of Indara in the case in hand was the moot question is sought to be decided in a criminal appeal pending before the Supreme Court. It is pertinent to mention that the constitutional jurisdiction of the High Court and Supreme Court were sought to be invoked, challenging the FIR against the accused and consideration of the charge as framed against the accused by the Sessions Court, in fact which I raised this point during the moot court competition session. It appears that an appeal has been preferred against the judgment passed by the High Court, which overturned the judgment of the Sessions Court, which decided the accused guilty of the offence with which she was charged. And therefore, in my considered view, at this stage a duty is cast upon the Supreme Court to interpret the sections of the relevant law which the accused is charged, with which the accused is charged, in the perspective of the constitutional provisions and the evidence on record. And in my estimation, the participant in the final round has done it excellently, and I must like to say, better than me at least. As we all know that in the penal provisions, the offences are defined. I repeat, as we all know that in the penal provisions, the offences are defined. Therefore, before the Sessions Court, when evidence were laid, duty is cast upon the trial court as well as the High Court to assess the evidence in the perspective of the Evidence Act, now Saksa Adhiniyam. Such being the position, the Supreme Court of India under Article 132 and 134, as the case may be, is within its competence to assess as to whether the assessment of evidence as has been made by both the trial court and the High Court in accordance with law. I feel that in the moot court, you don't have the compilation of the evidence. Even then, don't be disgusted with that. You will get much opportunity to go through those when you will become a full-fledged lawyer with the able assistance of your teachers. Be that as it may, coming to the point that so for the penal provisions and the prevailing law of the evidence, it is the duty of the Supreme Court and it is the duty of the councils also to scrutinize that at all any substantial question of law is at all involved as to the interpretation of the Constitution. That is the basic principle for while entertaining a special leave petition and while hearing a special leave petitions also. I don't like to extend my version, but last but not least, I'd like to share with you all that a council must be prudent enough to decide. I repeat that a council must be prudent enough to decide as to when he or she will approach the higher forum and with what relief. Such prudence can be achieved only when there is a perfect blending of knowledge of law and craftsmanship in handling the cases, which is why nowadays internship has been made an integral part of the curriculum. You students, you used to visit the university, various courts, trial courts. I request you, as well as the teachers, as well as the authorities, to send your students firstly to the trial court, then to the appellate court. If you directly send them to the appellate court, even to a lawyer, even to a judge, It is very difficult for them to understand, because the foundation of a case starts from the trial court. So unless they are acquainted with the acts of the trial court, probably you also know that, they will not be acquainted, they will not understand what is going on before the appellate court. So let them accustomed with the trial court lawyer, let them accustomed with the trial court judges, let them acquainted with the accustomed with the procedure of the trial court, and then send them to their appellate court. Then we will get some idea about the procedure or the nature, mode of practice in the appellate court. This is the mode of learning I am telling you. I'm sharing with all, both with the teachers as well as the person. Anyway, I wish you all the best. Wish you have a very nice and bright future, and try to become a member of the fraternity. And last but not the least, again I am saying, it's saying of my father that knowledge of law is not monopoly of anybody. If you learn, you will definitely become a jurist. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for such insightful words. Now I would like to call Madam Shruti Swaika, partner Fox and Mandal, to say a few words.
Good evening. The challenge of taking the mic after somebody as illustrious as Justice Sen is, everything that he had that could be said has already been said. But then that leaves me a little less to say, and you all come closer to hearing the results. But I must say that I am truly impressed by the quality of the arguments, the level of research that was done. It is a difficult moot problem, there is no doubt. But going through the memorials, the grilling that you all got, you all had, I think, one of the best people, questioning you. I think both Justice Sen and I could take relatively a back seat with Professor, taking the forefront on the bench from our side. But I think it was a learning experience. I think I would encourage you all to go back with all the questions that he asked you and read and take the suggestions that he kind of hinted at towards while questioning you all, and better prepare yourselves when you all are studying for any other proposition, any other moot court, or in life generally, because most of the things that he said were absolutely fundamentally, principally on point. Would you like to say something? But without much further ado, I will leave Mishti ma'am to let Professor say a few more words. He'll guide you as to how to best study this subject further.
Thank you, madam. We are honored to have our chief guest, Professor Dr. Nirmal Kanti Chakraborty, Vice Chancellor, West Bengal National University of Juridical Sciences, with us for this occasion. Thank you, sir, for coming. Now I would like to call Professor Dr. Shomik Sen, Associate Professor, West Bengal National University of Juridical Sciences, to say a few words.
I promise I will just say a few words, not more than few. I'm honored to be sharing the dais with Honorable Justice Sen, Professor Chakraborty, my Vice Chancellor, Professor Manik Chakraborty, Professor Debashree Mukherjee, Shruti, and everybody here at the August gathering. I just have a few points to make about mooting in general and this moot in specific. You see, a moot court is 60% about the strategy, and 40% about the arguments. So the strategy is really important. Now, one of the key elements of a strategy is that you divide the issues well amongst yourselves and divide the time well well amongst yourselves. So this is something that you need to keep this in mind in subsequent moots, and all of you have a bright future. We could only see the finalists, but I'm sure the semi-finalists and all the other mooters are equally bright. It's just a matter of a few marks here and there. You need to identify those issues in a way that both the partners have equal arguing space. That is one very, very critical element to how you structure your arguments. Similarly, in terms of time, like I said, that's number one. Number two, read your facts very well. So, in your facts, those small things will be hidden. That something is an allegation, something is an established fact. So you need to, while you argue, you need to distinguish between an allegation, an assertion, and an established fact. So that is another point that you need to keep in mind, that you need to learn your facts inside out. Third, learn your law. And when I'm saying learn your law, it's not only the precedents. Of course, you need to learn precedents. You need to identify those cases which are in your support and also those cases which do not support you. Because you will have to be mentally prepared to field answers with regards to cases that don't support you, don't support your proposition. So as you are, as you have seen, that we have asked you questions based on cases that don't support you. Right? So to the claimants, or to the petitioners, we have asked questions from Pegasus. Very deliberately. On proportionality, we have asked such questions. So we will naturally be, the judge will naturally be asking questions with regards to precedents that will not be in your favor. So how you will field those questions. So like I said, when you strategize, you need to keep in mind that, these are my weaker points. In a moot, if there are 5 issues, you will feel that there are 2 issues which are stronger on my side and 3 issues where I am not in the strongest footing. Maybe the other side is. So divide your time in such a way that you spend more time with regards to those issues that you are strong in. So learn your facts well, learn your law well, learn your precedents well, and like Justice Sen was saying, even in courts of the moots, that by law, we are not only bothered with the precedents and all the cases, also the statutes. So you cannot not learn the Evidence Act, you cannot not learn the IPC, and so on and so forth. The basics of argument. Now, when we are asking you questions with regard to burden of proof, quite naturally, as in it may not be relevant directly to the problem statement of your moot, but that is where your fundamentals come in very strong. So these are few suggestions. Like I said, this is just the beginning, and I'm sure you have a very, very bright future. You have many more moots to come. It was, personally speaking, a very nostalgic feeling for me because, some 20 years ago, even I used to moot, right? So sometimes, therefore judges, and again, judges will have this tendency of grilling you so as to bring out the best out of you. All the purpose of this exercise that we had undertaken recently was to basically bring out the best. So you would have realized that some of your arguments which were going slightly astray, we were again, kind of pulling you back to where you should have been. Right? That is also the purpose of this exercise. Again, I wish you all the best, a very, very bright future, a very bright mooting career and academic career ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your words. Now I request Professor Dr. Manik Chakraborty, Professor Emeritus, Sister Nivedita University, and Professor Dr. Debashri Mukherjee, Dean, School of Law, Sister Nivedita University, to felicitate our chief guest, Professor Dr. Nirmal Kanti Chakraborty. Now I would like to invite Professor Dr. Nirmal Kanti Chakraborty, Honorable Vice Chancellor of West Bengal National University of Juridical Sciences, to deliver the valedictory address.
Good evening, everybody. Honorable Justice Partho Sarathy Sen, my colleagues also, Professor Manik Chakraborty and all other my younger colleagues, Somik Sen, Devasri, and our colleagues, Shruti from Box Model, and all other young teachers and my dear students. I will just take a word from Somik that he has repeatedly used the term learning. I think whole Moot code is a learning process. All who participated from the very preliminary round and reached to the final, all participants are winner if we take Moot code as a learning process. And in fact, in our time, Moot code was not thought of as very much essential or part of curriculum. Now either we look into UGC or our new academic plan of NAC, Bar Council, and also new education policy. It is said that in all your curriculum, some parts must be on the skill development. We have just one sharing of King's College London, one paper learning, which is a clinical paper. Their whole paper learning is 90% on skill learning. How to think of subject, how to write, how critically analyze. Present day education is to some extent to develop your skill, and Moot court I have seen in many law schools, Moot court being taken as part of your internal assessment process. In our NUJS also, one or two paper I have seen our teachers take Moot court as their internal. So everyone to practice Moot court, because Moot court gives you some important learning process. If we try to analyze what are those skills we learn, very first thing for any either legal profession, or you are in the bar or bench, or you are in the government office, wherever, the law academics or law profession must be a good researcher. And that's the first skill any Moot court competition the participants will learn, how to research. And that is your first step towards even your recruitment also. Because I have heard and I have discussed also recruiters when come to our campus. They are very much eager to know how much a student can do research. So that research learning you can very much develop, learn by participation in the Moot court when you are preparing your memorials. The second thing, as Professor Somik Sen also pointed out, that your legal aspects, or where is the law, you have to identify not only what law it is there, but where actually your fact related to provisions, where is the law. That is the second learning skill any participant or those who are on the team, they have to share that, to find out the law. And then the third element learning is how you can abstract the facts. Not only know the facts, you have to identify 1, 2, 3, 4, what are the essential facts. that identification of essential facts very much important, either in your argument or in assessing your reasoning or arguments. From the facts you have to argue. Where there is a gap in the facts in any other, so that would be your advantage if you know the facts and abstraction of the facts very well. After that, the most important one, that reasoning. Reasoning, either in your here, in examination, any problem solving examination skill. Similarly, when you are to either in a service, legal service, or as a judge, or in the profession, in the advocates, you have to argue. The reasoning, if your reasoning is very much attractive and reasoning convincing to the judge, you can definitely win the case. And above all, the last one, I think that whole process, develop your critical ability. Every step you have to analyze and you have to apply your mind. The critical ability will be very much developed. So this moot court not only be treated as competition, it is a learning process. More and more moot court participation be developed in every school. More students will participate. Our quality of bar and bench would be very much developed. And also, to your career also, I think those who are participating, even if the team not first, second, whatever, but you are advancing towards your career some way. You will be advantages in your outlook, in your presentation, in your search of job. When you will be interviewed, you will definitely able to cope up that challenges. So I think this competition, this process, the participation, everything is a learning process, and I think this will help you in your career. I wish all of the students participated here all the best. You will go ahead with your dream. Hope you will reach to your goal. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your words and your continuous support towards the department. The School of Law has taken the initiative to provide the students with the opportunity to express their thoughts on various legal issues. The school has come up with its first e-magazine, Lex Illumina. Now I would like to request Professor Dr. Nirmal Kanti Chakraborty to inaugurate the e-magazine. I would like to request the student volunteers to provide the mouse. The details and instructions for submissions will be released very shortly. Now I would like to request Professor Dr. Debashri Mukherjee, convener for the first state moot court competition, to come here and declare the results.
So the time has now come to basically spell out the results of this moot court competition. The runners-up is team TC004. May we have a big round of applause for the runners-up. We request you to come forward and collect the trophy from... Which college is this? Sir, the name of the team. So they can. Scale. I think, yes. Sithang. So we request the volunteers to kindly hand over the trophy to Professor Dr. Nirmal Kanti Chakra. The runners-up trophy. The runners-up trophy first, please. Please. The runners-up trophy is requested to be presented by Professor Nirmal Kanti Chakraborty to the team TC004. We thank the team for participating in this competition, and we really look forward to bright careers for you. Okay, the cash prize, sir, you are once again requested to kindly hand over the cash prize to them. So the cash prize of rupees 7,000 is being received by the team. Once again, big round of applause for the team. Thank you. You done? Okay. The best speaker of this moot court competition is Ms. Stuti Munshi from team TC010. Please come forward to collect your prize from Professor Shomik Sen. Congratulations. Best researcher, Mr. Rajdeep De, team code 010. Please come forward to collect your trophy from Madam Shruti Swaika. Congratulations to you, Rajdeep. The best memorial goes to team having TC010 as their code. Please come forward to collect the trophy of the best researcher from Professor Dr. Manik Chakraborty. This side, sir. Okay, now the time is to declare the winner. The winner of this first state moot court competition organized by the School of Law at Sister Nivedita University is team having code 010. Congratulations to team Jogesh Chandra Chaudhary Law College. We request you to collect the trophy from Honorable Justice Partho Sarathy Sen along with the cash prize. Congratulations to all the teams who have participated in this state moot court competition. Congratulations to the winners and the runners-up and each participating team. After the conclusion of this entire session, the participants who have participated in this moot court competition will be given their respective certificates, so please stay back.
Thank you, ma'am. Congratulations to all the winners, runners-up, and all other participants. I am sure that you have learned a lot from this moot court competition and you had a very enriching experience here. Now I request Professor Anunna Chatterjee to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening, all. Now, thank you is such a prayer that can't be seen or touched, so it must be felt by heart. I feel extremely honored and privileged to get the opportunity to propose a vote of thanks on this very special occasion. In recent years, moots have emerged as an indispensable part of legal education, and this activity gives the students an opportunity to sharpen their skills for extensive research and precise argumentation by exposing them to the stimulated environment of a courtroom. In order to sustain, deepen healthy democratic traditions, it is important for young law students to imbibe values such as respect for those who hold contrary views, the willingness to resolve differences through constructive dialogue, and sensitivity to the needs of the poor and disadvantaged sections of the society. I would like to thank all the honorable delegates who blessed us with their presence. Words are not enough to thank their constant guidance and support to shape the event. I, on behalf of the organizing committee, convey regards and hearty thanks to the chief guest of inaugural session, Honorable Justice Madhumati Mitra, Member, West Bengal Human Rights Commission, and former Judge, Honorable High Court at Calcutta, Professor Dr. Shochi Chakraborty, former Professor and Dean, Faculty of Law, University of Calcutta. My sincere thanks to all the distinguished academicians and professionals who came as judge in the preliminary rounds. I, on behalf of the organizing committee, convey deep regards and thanks to all the esteemed judges in the semi-final round. My sincere and deep regards and gratitude to Honorable Justice Partho Sarathy Sen, Judge, Honorable High Court at Calcutta, Dr. Shomik Sen, Associate Professor, WBA New Jersey, and Ms. Shruti Swaika, Partner, Fox and Mandal, who has graced the final round. Today, my words are not enough to express the gratitude to Professor Dr. Nirmal Kanti Chakraborty, Vice Chancellor WBNUJS Kolkata, who graced us with his kind words. I, on behalf of the organizing committee, convey my deepest regards to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Dhrubajyoti Chattopadhyay, Honorable Registrar, Professor Shuman Chatterjee, CFO, Mr. Shubir Rokhit, TIC Admin, Professor Pradeep Dattagupta, Mr. Dhrubajyoti Chanda, who have helped us in obtaining the necessary administrative approval for organizing this event in our campus. They supported in all possible manner to organize this event. My special thanks to Dr. Sonku Bose, Group CEO Techno India Group, Dean School of Engineering SNU for his gracious present. I would also like to thank Department of Journalism and Mass Communication SNU for their media support and IT department also for their constant support. I am very much thankful to Professor Dr. Manik Chakraborty, Professor Emeritus Department of Law SNU for his unflinching support and guidance. My sincere thanks and gratitude to Dean School of Law, Dr. Debashri Mukherjee, for her constant help and guidance that radiated a source of energy within us. I want to thank HOD Law, Professor Reena S. Kumar, and other faculty members for their support and coordination. My sincere thanks to Professor Bhumnita Bose, Organizing Secretary of this event, and my heartfelt thanks to all the participants for their active participation. I'm very much thankful to all my beloved student volunteers, without whom the event would not have happened. I congratulate you all to make this event a successful event. So with these warm words and kind message, we move to the end of today's event. Thank you. And I will request each and every participant to stay back because we have arranged for your light refreshments.
I now call Professor Dr. Debashri Mukherjee, Dean School of Law, Sister Nivedita University, and convener of the first state moot court competition to close the moot court competition.
As the convener of the first state moot court competition organized by the School of Law at Sister Nivedita University, I declare the competition closed. I look forward to meeting all of you in the next year for another mooting experience. Thank you.
I request everyone present here to stand up for the national anthem. Mana Adinayak Jaya He. Thank you, everyone. I now request the participants to move to room number 318 for high tea. The certificates will be distributed from 318. Yes, I request the distinguished guests and esteemed judges to have the photograph.